privileged to be a producer on this one. I was invited in by Gabrielle Union and Kathy Schulman, and I was just over there taking a photo with our Amazon executives led by Jen Salke, and it was just, I would just feel what happens when women reach out to each other, and when and of course Michael Showalter, our director. I don't want to leave men out, but especially when women say, you know what, your story matters to me, and then you hear that in return, you're able to do tremendous things, more than you ever thought possible. And so it's important to me to have a voice in that, because even though it's just mine, my perspective matters to me.
I feel like it's a childhood fantasy of any young man to be part of a boy band, but I think it helps when there was an amazing script. And Michael Showalter and Hathaway were attached to the project, and I knew immediately that it was a really interesting take on the sort of the rom-com genre, and so it was kind of a no-brainer for me.
I feel like I don't meet people like you very often. And most people think they already know me. Hayes Campbell. It's not me.
We had such a great time making this movie. We worked hard, but we really had a great time. It was a great experience.
I was the first one in. My girlfriend, Robinne Lee, who is the author of The Idea of You, the one that started it all, we've been like best friends for a billion years. She played my sister, one of my sisters, in Deliver Us from Eva 20 some odd years ago, and we bonded over our love of boy bands. She was heavy, like fan club type of thing with New Kids on the Block. I was all in on New Edition, and that's how we bonded. So we've been loving boy bands for a lot longer than the movie. So when she wrote this book, and we were able to read early drafts and whatnot and give notes, I was like, I want to produce this. This is a movie. And she was like, and I trust you. I think you can do it.
I was inspired by a bunch of different things. I think it was the idea of turning 40 in Hollywood. I'm an actress and I've been doing it for a while, and seeing all my kind of the opportunities diminish, and the idea that Hollywood thinks that women over a certain age lose their value and their desirability, and wanting to rail against that, and coming up with this idea of a woman who was kind of like taking this opportunity to like explore her sexuality and redefine herself. And so through it's all kind of a love story, this sexual awakening with this much younger guy who happens to be in a boy band and who is incredibly famous. And so I wanted to kind of like show that.
I certainly felt out of my depth to begin with, and it didn't half help that I had 4 amazing professional dancers as my other bandmates, and so I just told them to try and not make me look terrible. But Danny spent lots of hours really trying to get me into my body and feel very grounded in it, so I'm very appreciative of that.